Hello, guys. Welcome to this first episode of Learning How to Do Research. In this series, we talk about how to do research, and the first episode is learning the basics on how to do research. There are a few tools that you need on how to do research and to follow along this tutorial or whatever you like to call it. On later episodes, starting episode 2, we're gonna follow through on what I do, and we're gonna follow through on how I do research, and I'm going to spend my time doing research on different areas that I like to pursue, and those are sciences and everything. So first of all, we need to understand what are the tools that we need, right? So for the tools part, we're going to explain to you these are the tools you need, and for these tools it's very easy. These are very accessible tools, and I like to tell you that research is very easy if you're doing it for school, or if you're doing it for your business, or if you're trying to do it for somebody else or a client, right? So Google Drive, it's very easy, and I would like to say that you want to use it as a cloud basis, because cloud basis makes it so that if you want to share this with somebody else, if you want to export it, you want to make it very reliable for everybody else to be saved, and you are not getting a flash drive or anything, it's very easy if you're cloud based. The second thing is draw.io. I will not ever stress this enough. This has saved my life a lot of times, and it has made my research very streamlined. And I'm a more of a very visual person, and makes it very easy for me to explain everything. So the other thing you need is a laptop, and you need an internet connection. And if you're doing the hard sciences research, I suggest, if you have a lab, it's more about proposal writing. Most of the time it's about doing the background side of the research. It's not about doing experiments in itself. If I'm doing some experiment, let's say if I'm doing some videos on that, I will show it to you if those are physical experiments. But at this time, we're going to be focusing on using external data, third-party data, to do research on that. And so first of all, I need you to understand that the series is for you, and this series is for me. You're gonna get out as much as you can. You're gonna use it, and you're gonna be a bit of an experienced researcher if you follow along to my advice. And even I am a novice in this area, so I'm gonna be showing you tips and tricks that I know. And if you know any other tips and tricks that's going to help you, that's going to make you much more productive, share it with me. So let's begin. The first thing that I always do is I start with my Google Drive, and it's very easy. And this is what I always do. I go and I start with a structure, right? And for most of you out there, you already have a professor or a client that gives you a structure. And if you don't, what you can do is don't copy it off of Google, or don't copy it off of somebody else. Just use a blank template that Google has provided you. That way you're safe from using the academic integrity. You're not gonna steal it from somebody else. So my favorite go-to is the Science Lab report. As you see, I already have that. I was just trying to show you what I was doing that earlier on. So I'm gonna delete this at this moment, but then I already have this other one. So if you don't have it, if you're following along, just open it. So I have it open over here. So I'm gonna explain to you how it goes. So with this Google, it's very easy. They have a document outline. They have everything set up for you. This is the Science Lab report. It's for a really school grade thing, but then you can modify everything to your liking. Let's say if you don't have a hypothesis, if you don't have data and results, you can change it to different headings. Doesn't matter. So you already have a structure over here. You can change all these images. You can change the color coding. I don't care. I'm just using the default option given below. So the first thing that I want to do is I always want to start with a hypothesis, right? You always want to do with a hypothesis. For right now, our hypothesis is you can teach anyone to do research very easily if you provide them the tools. Okay, boom. It's very easy. So what are the materials that we need? Since we already covered that in our structure part of this presentation earlier, these are the tools we need, right? These are the tools over here. Google Drive over there, access to draw.io, laptop, internet connection, right? So we're gonna go into the Google Doc over here, and we're gonna write Google Doc draw.io, and let's say laptop. Nobody's ever going to publish this research, but then again, here we are. And one more thing, if you don't have the time to watch this video, I'm gonna upload the from episode 2 along for my each individual research into my blog, so you can read it, or I'm going to upload it in my audio only podcast later on if it's possible. I don't think it's that much feasible if you follow along in the audio only podcast, so I don't know. But then again, if you want it, I don't think that's a good idea, so scratch that. Let's go into, we're not gonna go into the introduction part, and I'm gonna explain to you why. That's my personal preference, because for the introduction you're gonna summarize all of your report and research, and since you haven't done anything, you're just starting off with the hypothesis and the materials that you need. You're gonna explain your procedure, right? For procedure, I'm not more of a written down person, I'm more of a visual person, and I think people can understand your procedure very easily if you have all those flowcharts and everything. For that, I have draw.io. This is very easy. Just go into Google and write down draw.io. Boom, you're right there. So I already have the setup, right? And for my procedure, I have, this is my procedure. For starting how to do research, I've already set up how to do procedure. So we start at hypothesis, we go to materials, we're right now at procedure, and then we go to data, we go to results, we go to conclusion, and we go back to introduction, and it cycles on and on. Before we go into that, I want to show you a little bit on the UI side, right? So you have different pages. You can add a new page right here. You can have multiple pages. You can have a blank canvas that way, or you can do it in the same page and you can crop it, but I suggest you do page by page for a different graphic. So what you do is, so you can do different search for different shapes, or your default shapes are given here. You can drag them on, and you can have different background colors over here. Boom. And you can write down text, and you can make it bold. You can do it as easy as pie. See? And you can even choose different font. Comic Sans is the one I'm using right now, because this is a fun one. Let's say sometimes you just want to show people, or you want weird shapes, right? Let's do cloud, because there's another one, cloud, right over here I'm seeing, but let's do cloud. My internet. Okay, so you have a cloud, right? Let's say this is such a bland cloud right now. You want to color it up, you want to mix it up. Boom. So let's say you want this, because it was a thinking cloud, you want a person. Let's do that. The thinking person needs to have, see, the thing about it is you want to go as low as possible, because this is a free software. You don't want to go into that. Let's say this person is thinking something amazing. Let's say I'm thinking about subscribing to this channel. Well, it's not going to be as cringy as this, guys, from episode 2, because this episode is all about learning how to do. If I've uploaded other episodes, just skip this along if you know how to do research. We're gonna follow this along. Let's say yeah, I'm thinking about subscribing to this channel, and boom, there you have it. This guy is thinking this, right? So now you're going to be thinking, now that I've created this, I want to upload this to my Google Drive right over here. You want to put it over here. How do you do that? So what you do is you go to, I've already created this earlier. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to save. If you save it, it's going to save it in the draw.io format. You're going to export, right? So you're going to go to JPEG. You're going to have 30. And if you do selection only the selected part is going to do that. So if you want to do the whole canvas, do this. I'll never shred this enough. You always want the border width. So add export, right? And we're going to do that, the default name, because I don't care. So the easiest way you can do this is drag it from here. since it's not working. Boom, done, easy as pie. So, and you're gonna have a little bit of a caption. I know all my other pictures are not gonna be as basic as this one, but because this is just a BS research portfolio, or I'm never gonna upload this, or I'm never gonna show it to anyone except for the purposes of this video. I'm gonna do that. Now what I'm gonna do is, next up we have data, right? So for data, you're gonna choose different data. So let's say research tools, usage, and we're gonna say cost, right? So what are research tools? Since we're diving into people can do research, that's our hypothesis, right? If you can teach them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that. Yeah, I failed spectacularly right there, but yeah, I don't know how to do this. So yeah, but here's the best part. My computer is giving me help. So yeah, you have that. You have. I should have just written down, guys. I'm just a stupid idiot sometimes. Yeah. I'm just a stickler. So yeah, how often people use out of usage? 40 out of 100 use this. Say 10 out of 100 use this, and like let's say 80 out of 100 use this, because some people use pen and paper for that. Let's say, and the cost is almost, let's say $400 USD. The average cost is that this is almost free. This is free-ish, but yeah. So this is free. So you have this. Now you can do results. You can compare. For this section, what you're gonna do is you're gonna compare. You're gonna contrast. Use textbook references. And what you're going to do is, if you use these text references, you're going to reference them here. Let's say you use a ResearchGate reference. So if you don't know what ResearchGate is, this is this wonderful website. So I'm going to open it for you. Research. See, I already have a lot of things research on a ResearchGate, because I'm such a person that gets bored with new research every day. So you're going to, it's free right now during the pandemic, and you can, let's say for research, how to do research. If you search this topic, how to do research, there's an article. You can look for publications, you can look for authors, you can look for questions. There's such a useful resource out there, and I know there's a lot of other ones, but I use this one because it's really easy for me to understand. Another thing, and one more thing that I would like you to install is this Unpaywall. So sometimes you go into these research websites and you can never download that. So what Unpaywall is, a Google extension, Google Chrome extension, or other for other web browsers as well. It will help you download research for free. Let's say I have already downloaded the extension right here. You can get the extension from here, and you can go to any of their libraries. So how it works is you go, let's say mushroom farming data, like that. And one other thing that I'm going to say is Google Scholar. Another very useful website how to do research on, and I'm not going to do a video on going into that. I'm just going to show you how to do research. Let's say fertilizer content, essential oil. Let's go there, and if it doesn't open up a PDF, See, if it doesn't open up a PDF, what it's going to do, I don't have an example on how to do the on paywall, but just trust me. What it's going to do is uh, you're going to have, if you click research like a website where you can't access it, right? What on paywall is going to do, let's say right over here where you have this. Now what on paywall is going to do is it's going to have this keyhole is going to pop up right here, see, and you're going to click right there and it's going to open up the PDF as possible. I don't know why this particular website is not opening up, but then if you click right here, it should usually say, this should say it's Creative Commons and you're allowed to access the research. One more other tips of the tricks is, if you email any of these professor over here, they're always willing to give you the research. It's going to take some little bit of time, find their email and just boom, ask them for the research, and it's very easy. So how you can find their email? Look for a person in ResearchGate. It's very easy to do that. I'm not on ResearchGate because I'm not a serious researcher. Basically, that's it. Why are you even watching this video? I don't know. So ResearchGate, and let's say we used on paywall, Google Scholar. Boom. You guys are gonna hate my spelling. So yeah, those are the resources that you use, right? The other part about it is, you need to always understand that you're always giving references, right? Any images you use and everything else. And this is the best idea. Always use images that are reusable for any videos. That's what I do. These two images right over here, they're free to use. Okay? They're always free to use. So always go into doing that, right? So now, getting back into the research thing. So we have this. Now you contrast, use textbook references, and boom. Compare, contrast. You talk about minimum and maximum. Do some standard deviation. Do some statistics, I think, and boom. Because I'm not only doing my own research, I don't have like set of goals for this one. So you do that, and on conclusion, you're gonna say, yeah, research can be done. Hypothesis is correct or incorrect. Now we're not gonna go into like types of hypothesis, and we're not gonna dive into like that whole area. I took that class in college and I totally really like to repeat it right now. That was really a bullshit class and never got an A on each paper, and finally for some reason I did get that good grade I was looking for, and I was done for. I hated that class. I hated writing reports for that, but I like writing reports. I like doing research my own way. They didn't like that, and I guess their loss. So now you're going to go into introduction. Now you're going to explain everything. You're going to summarize everything that you did, and boom, your research is done for this video. So yeah, that's about it. Now, if you're trying to be a good researcher and you're trying to move into doing academic research, you can do that. For episode 2, it's not going to be like this. We're going to actually go into me doing real-time research and me figuring out different problems I have. And for that, I will just have this structure right over here. And then I'm going to go along, shoot from my hip, and then I'm going to talk to you. And it's going to follow along on my discovery itself. So it's not going to be that hard. So I'm going to do a topic. I don't know which topic to choose. And so far I'm looking at more on economics and finance side, but if I do decide to do the engineering and life sciences and the hard sciences part, I need the lab to do that, and for that I need to do data collection. And if I do the data collection part, I will put the description and I'll put the Excel file right over here. I do the data collection part earlier on, and then I'll follow all up on that. And the most important thing that I like to do and stress right here is you need to always understand your references are key. And if your references are key, then you need to spend a lot of time researching into what your references are and how you can improve them. Okay, so for now today, this is it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and from second episode onwards we're going to dive into my own research process. You're gonna see me scream, swear, and do everything. And probably I'm looking into doing research into the corona crisis and how it's going to impact Nepal, and that's a research that I'm looking forward into. And for that, like, I'm going to finish the whole research thing. Like, that episode is going to be long, and it's going to be long as hell. It's going to be 4 or 5 hours, but then again, that's how I like to roll. And if you want to follow along, if you want to help me out, always willing to do that. I rather do a live stream on that one because it's very easy for me to do that. For this one, I just did this process to show how I do my process, and it's very easy, and I don't like to spend a lot of time explaining what I'm trying to do and everything. This was just an intro into the series. The other one, I think I'm going to do a live stream. So thank you. Bye bye. See you.